Alrighty. Here we are. Oops. It's a little bit wonky. Hold on, sorry. Oop, that's even worse. Alright, that's not too bad. Alright. Let's do this. Gonna do some more Pride Galaxies today. I'm thinking, since I did Gay Pride last time, I might do Lesbian Pride ones today. There's a lot of colors. So we've got white, 3 shades of pink, and 3 shades of orange. I'm thinking this one might be good. Maybe this. And then white. And the pink kind of has a purpley look to it, to be honest. Maybe one of these. Maybe this. This is what we're gonna attempt. Alright, let's move this off to the side. And which ones do I want to do today? There's so many colors. I feel like it kind of needs to be a little bit larger ones. Maybe like this one's kind of a weird shape, but it's kind of cool. Okay, and then maybe this one. That one's a cute one. What are these two? See how that works out for us. Hope y'all are doing well on this Tuesday afternoon. Let's start with this guy. Get some water in here. Whoops. It's not what I meant to do. I'm coming up to the point where I almost have painted every flag. Although some of them I need to remake just for like stock and stuff. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the mic. I really need to find my water brush. This is so annoying. We're gonna have to mix quite a few colors here, so. How many colors? 7 colors. All right. That'll get us started. Okay, yeah, that's a good orange. And then maybe like a little bit of this. And like maybe some of this. Maybe a little white too. Just trying to figure out what colors we're working with here. That could be good. And then a much lighter orange. Maybe even just this. It's more of like a burnt sort of orange, I would say. Those look all right. Move my mouse. And then this purple, purpley pink. I'm mixing these off camera. Hold on. Ooh, that might be a little too purpley. It needs a little pink. Maybe for our first layer, that'll be all right. And even lighter pink. White. There we go. That might work. And of course, I need just yellow. Probably should not muddy that up too much. I do need that. All right. Let's start with the white. I find that helps, especially for these with so many colors. Around middle-ish. This one's kind of a weird shape. Rough out this. Hey Suds, how are you doing? Just painting some more Pride Galaxies today. We're working on the Lesbian Pride flags. I haven't done these ones before. There's 7 different colors. Not too bad. That's good to hear. Pretty chill morning for me so far. It's finally starting to cool down here, which is nice. Be able to actually turn our AC off for the first time last night. It's on right now because I didn't want to open up the windows for the cross breeze, but I'm just glad it's finally starting to cool down. It's been so warm here. Right. Oops. The mic. Let me lift that up a little bit. It was such a hot summer, nice that it's cooling off, but sucks it took so long. Seriously. It was a really warm summer here as well. Ugh. I hate it. I hate the heat so much. I'm glad it's finally starting to cool down. Did you have a nice weekend, Suds? I know you're planning to do some work on your basement or something this weekend. My weekend was pretty good. On Friday evening, we went out to dinner with Matt's dad, which was nice. It was good to see him. We went out for tacos. Weekend was good. We got some walls up. That's good to hear. Oops. On Saturday, we went bowling. That was fun. I always love bowling. And we played quite a bit of Ark as well this weekend, which was fun. It's kind of fun getting back into it a little bit. Hey Spin, how you doing? Working? Yep. How's that going today? Nice and smooth. Slow day. Slow days can be nice. Colors of this are so pretty. The top half looks like a sunset, and then you got the pinks at the bottom. I'm working on the lesbian flags today. Debugging some code, and you can see part of it ran in Cleveland and the rest ran in Washington. Oh wow. And some rain in San Francisco. Oh my gosh. That color looks almost the same as the other one. Gonna have to adjust those for the next layer, so. Or, well, I just need to drop a little bit more dark color in this bottom part. There we go. Make that a little more distinct. Always interesting to see how routing works sometimes. Yeah, can definitely be interesting. Got gym day after work, then supper, then Ark. Nice. I need to get back to the gym. Matt and I started going this summer to try and build up the habit, and that was fun, but then we went on vacation and he got back and started working, and he's so tired at the end of the day. For those kids run him ragged. But I need to get back to it. I was enjoying getting back into gym stuff. kind of slacking since your vacation. Yeah. It's like that sometimes. Oop. It's running everywhere. Probably set that down. Stop moving it. Maybe you'll use your vacation to get into a workout routine. It can be nice. It's nice to have the free time to like build up the routine. The challenge is just keeping with it. The problem is that we built up this routine, went on vacation, and then basically as soon as we got back, he had to go back to work. And we just haven't been back to the gym. But we've been talking about it, so maybe sometime this week we'll get back into it. Oh gosh, that's a lot of pigment. I don't need that much. That's better. Okay, that's a decent first layer. These aren't really defined stripes yet, but that's okay. Just layer one. This is probably one of the prettier flags. Don't lose all the white there. Alright, I should probably let that sit a little bit. Don't want to overwork the first layer too much. This or so. Okay, back to work. Talk to you later, Spin. Thanks for stopping by for a little bit. It's good to see you. Spread out the white quite a bit, actually. It always gets overwhelmed by the other colors. Okay, let's see. We'll start. Maybe this one I'll let the white sit a little bit before. Need to get socks already. Trying to give them a tiny bit of a chance to dry a little before I get too close to those. Just trying a different method. I usually like wet on wet for the first layer, but these ones have so many colors, it's hard to keep them defined. There we go. It's a nice kind of pastel-y orange. Right now we're playing on Ragnarok. I've been playing with Spin Doctor, who is in the chat here. I don't have... So we're playing like Ascended, not Evolved. And I don't have like the new map DLC. I don't have any of the new DLC, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, we're playing on Rag. Generally I prefer the island, but Ragnarok's cool. I like it. It's nice and big. Has Ascended gotten better? As rough on launch? I mean, it feels like Arc, you know. I never really played Ascended. I bought it when it first came out, but didn't play it much because I didn't really have anyone to play it with. And Arc's not really the type of game that's fun solo for me. But it feels like Arc, you know, it's a little buggy. Like Arc has always been. But I am enjoying kind of getting back into it. I don't really have a ton of time to devote to it these days, but the server we're on has pretty high rates and is fairly heavily modded, so if you're interested, I can let you know the server info. It's PvE. We've also been discussing playing some Minecraft. Spin Doctor has a Minecraft server that we're going to start playing on, I think. Probably not too much free time at the moment. Yeah, I totally get it. Neither do I, but it's fun kind of getting on the weekends and a little in the evenings. It's just hard to have the time to devote to those games these days. Arc is also a very slow game. Yeah, that's true. That's why the server we're on has pretty high rates and everything. Like tames, even like 360 tame, is very quick. Like a few minutes. You only need like 1 or 2 kibble and you're good. For most things. Some things take a little longer, obviously. But all the tames I've done so far have been really quick. Which is nice. I used to hate servers with really high rates, but I understand the appeal these days. You still remember your first raptor tame with default settings? Yeah. I mean, taming originally and breeding was crazy. Like, I remember having to wake up, like growing a baby would be like 24 hours, like from infancy or egg to adult or whatever. You'd have to wake up in the middle of the night to like come feed them and stuff, make sure they were alive. Sometimes we'd go in shifts. I think it was when the Doedicurus first came out. One of the people in our group found like at the time, max level 1, and it took her like probably 12 hours or something to tame. It was crazy. Like, it was kind of fun to experience that at the time, don't get me wrong, but I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. Breeding with defaults was brutal. It was so brutal. This server now, like, you don't even have to, like, raise the baby, really. If you have it in a little Pokeball thing, it grows up in there. Some of the stuff makes it a bit too easy, but I guess I don't have to do that if I don't want to. I can do it like normal. Everything's just so fast on the server we're on. But more time to just have fun and mess around. External tool to optimize breeding pairs and offspring? Yeah. I mean, I definitely, back in the day, because I've been playing since, like, it first came out, when it was, like, in alpha or beta or whatever. Like, I had tons of spreadsheets and things, especially when breeding came out. Ooh, I was obsessed with breeding. The server we're on now, it's less about breeding and more about finding shinies. There's this mod, like a shiny mod, which makes things like have fun colors and higher level and stronger stats. So it's more of a Pokemon like experience on the server. Which is fine by me. I love Pokemon too. Oh jeez. That should be pretty good to sit now. Maybe add a little bit more pigment. There we go. I could probably let this one sit now. This one's close to being dry. I can probably start working on some of the layers. Or some of these stripes, rather. Gonna have to be much more careful now not to let them bleed together too badly. Mix some new colors here. Maybe add a little bit of this. Yeah. Yeah, the Ark definitely used to be probably, I would say, my favorite game. I still like it a lot, but I think these days I would say Minecraft is my favorite. So I'm kind of excited to get back into that as well. There's been a lot of fun updates in Minecraft. Do you love modded Minecraft? I haven't really played modded in a while. I've been really enjoying vanilla. They've added in a lot of fun things. But I definitely have played lots of mods that I really enjoyed. I could get into a modded series again, maybe. It's harder to get really into the modded just because I really like to play Minecraft with Matt, and he doesn't really have a computer. Sometimes we'll add add-ons on our Bedrock realm, but they're not the same. They're not as fun as mods. I know, console plebs. Should be sort of mixed now. So let's do this. Oof, I'm almost out of my white. I wonder if there are any good mod packs out right now. I don't know. I like vanilla. I know vanilla's not the best for everyone, but I really like it because I like to build. That's like my favorite thing to do. And I don't really need mods for that. Although deco mods can be nice. So you actually have like furniture. I could see you getting really into redstone sets, like in vanilla. Some of the stuff you can do in that, I've been watching some Hermitcraft videos on YouTube, and some of the stuff some of those redstoners do, I'm like, how even do you do that? You are incredible. The deco ones and the ones that add bits. Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan of the one that adds bits. I feel like it's a little too much, but they can be fun. I made a really cool Starbucks once with chisels and bits, like with a really intricate Starbucks logo. The space allocation, sure. I mean, I don't do redstone myself, but some of the stuff you can do with it is pretty awesome. But yeah, it takes up a lot of space. Stationeers is interesting because you can code in the game. Oh, that's cool. Again, I'm more of a builder, but that's cool for people that like that. More technical stuff. I could never really get into the technical stuff. That's why Satisfactory was never really good for me. I I liked exploring, but when it came to actually like doing all the machines and stuff, I'm like, I'm good. A little bit of bleeding, but not too bad. It's looking good. Let's put this one in there. one's so vibrant and beautiful. I love the colors. I'm not normally that big into like oranges and pinks, but this one, I don't know, they work together really well. I like it. Also started playing quite a bit of Deep Rock Galactic again, which has been fun. I recently re-downloaded that. It's nice to have games that aren't just strictly shooters to play. So I feel like that's what my friend group often defaults to. Way too often. And don't get me wrong, I love a good shooter. But I get so bored of that. So it's been fun playing some different things. Ark and Deep Rock and Minecraft. A little bit more in here. Hi Hannah, how are you? Yeah. I was just talking about Minecraft and how excited I am to start playing it with you and Spin. How are you doing today? Nice. Good, a little PMSy, but nothing out of the ordinary. Sure. I understand that, definitely. A little bit more of this one. There we go. That's looking good. Oops, sorry. Hit the mic. Oh gosh. Don't bleed everywhere. Watercolors is still so interesting to you? Yeah. Watercolors are cool. I like them. Watercoloring on wood is a much different experience to watercoloring on paper. I will say that. Always add too much water? That can be a style. I honestly use it more like a gouache, probably, than an actual watercolor. At least eventually. I always add too many layers. Do you have to treat the wood beforehand? Yeah. So what I do is... so first I kind of sand them a little bit, and then I have this, which is Daniel Smith Transparent Watercolor Ground. Because if you watercolor directly on wood, it spreads out really badly. Like it bleeds into the wood. So I always use watercolor ground first. And it does make it treat it like a little bit more like paper, but it's still a different experience. Yeah. I used to have an example piece of what it looked like if you didn't treat it, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, that's why. Because there's a ground on it, and then I usually always treat them afterwards as well, so that hopefully, like if they get water on them, they won't get ruined. So I always use I always seal them afterwards as well. So today we're working on the lesbian flag ones. And I love the colors in the lesbian flag. It's so pretty. Mute that. Indeed. I'd been kind of putting off this flag because there's so many different colors in it, but it works out really well. It's a beautiful color scheme. A little bit more of this in here. Alright, I'm gonna let that one sit now for a little bit and dry. What would I say is the hardest part of painting the wood pieces? Gosh, I don't know. Probably that they take a lot longer to dry than paper. They stay wet for a long time. Just because it does, even with the watercolor ground, it does soak into the wood a little bit, so it stays pretty moist for a while. But that's why I usually try and work on two at the same time, so this, like, one has time to dry while I'm working on the other one. I have not. No, I haven't. One thing I have thought about doing, though, is getting like a wood burner, because I feel like that could be cool, and I could do a lot of fun things with a wood burner. Yeah, I think that would be fun. Wood burn, watercolor on top. That'd be cool. Maybe one of these days. I have other things that are more of a priority, to be honest. We really, really want to get. Oh, like, okay, so like a laser engraver, more like. Because you can use like a laser engraver on wood. I want like a freehand burner. I think that would be fun. But I have other, like, I want to get a printer and a Cricut and stuff. Like, those are what I'm kind of saving up for right now. So. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I have so many rocks and pieces of glass that I found on beaches that I would love to do something with. I used to have a rock polisher, which is cool. Which is so cool. They made a little ghost when you were at the rock you found. That's awesome. I love that. Ooh, I don't know if I showed you these, but I want to make some like little wood galaxies and stuff with these little ones that I found. I found these little ones when I was in Korea. I have even smaller ones than this, but I thought it would be cool to do like little galaxy pendants or whatever, and just list like the pendants. I think that would be fun. Or a keychain, sure. Yeah. I think that would be fun. And then I have even smaller ones, but they don't have a hole, so I'm not sure if I could really use them, if they're practical or not. But I would love to do... I probably wouldn't do all of the Pride Galaxies in these. Oops. Shit. Dropped it right on top. Okay, well this one's gonna be a pink galaxy. It got a little colored. That's okay. Doesn't matter. I'll paint over it anyway. But I think doing some like rainbow Pride Galaxies on these would be fun. I just need to get like hardware and stuff for those. No, not really. I mean, I've done other galaxies that weren't Pride, but no. Just galaxies on these, really. I do think it would be cool maybe eventually to do some of like my little mushroom characters on these and stuff. But for now, it's all about the Pride ones. You love those mushrooms I've done in the past? Yeah, I definitely want to do more of those. I plan on getting back into doing illustrating and stuff. It's just I haven't really done that in quite a while, so trying to ease myself back in. Plus, I just need stock for my shop, which I'm working on. I would love to get enough like stock and stuff to be able to do some like farmers markets or shows or whatever. Yeah, the little Murloc you got with the other galaxies? Yeah, that Murloc's cool. It's my best seller is the Murloc sticker. Not that I've sold anything in over a year, but it was my best seller. I even sold the original to someone. Probably 2 years ago. Yeah, farmer's market, a convention, like a gaming convention or something, I think would be fun. And I want to do more with my mushroom characters. Like, it's all to do with funds, right? Like, I would love to be able to make enamel pins and like plushies and stuff of like my mushroom characters, but ooh, you need so much money. In an ad, all right. Welcome back. Yeah, I was just saying, like, I would love to be able to make, like, enamel pins and plushies and stuff of my little mushroom characters. That's, like, goals, you know? But you need a lot of, like, money. It's quite a bit of upfront cost for those type of things, so eventually I would like to do all of that. I think that would be fun. And I think I would like to eventually do like maybe a graphic novel or something of my mushroom characters. Gotta get a big following, yeah. Definitely more of a following than I have now, which is basically 0. But those are goals. Eventually I would like to do that. Now that I'm getting back into it. If I had never stopped, I might be at that point, you know? That's what makes me kind of sad, but can't think about it too much. But that's why I'm trying to get in the habit of doing this and streaming and making art and getting my website up and running before I like get a job, so that it's a little bit easier to like maintain and keep up a schedule, hopefully. Not really. I definitely need to get back into it. The main reason I haven't been posting on Instagram recently is that my shop, I'm still working on my shop. I'm not really using Etsy much anymore. So I really need to get my website complete. I've just really been struggling with, sitting down and working on it. But I would like to get back into posting on Insta. I also kind of want to start trying to post on like TikTok maybe. Yeah, I definitely would like to get into posting on TikTok. I just don't really know what to post. I hate social media. It's a necessary evil in this line of work, but I hate it. I like watching TikTok. Ugh. Do I do a trend or just post clips? Yeah. I'm sure you could pirate some software. Not that I'm advocating that or anything. So you have a little TikTok and everything? I'll have to make sure I follow you on there. Probably not. Pirating is super, super bad. Don't do it. Arg. Alright. Let that one sit and dry. This one should be dry enough. Oh, what a couple of terabytes of data anyways. Yep. That's nothing. A couple of TVs between friends. Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah, once I get my website up and running and my Patreon up and running, like a little bit more securely, I will definitely be branching out and trying to do more social media. All the streaming platforms are charging an arm and a leg. What's the problem with me having my own Netflix system? Exactly. There aren't so many streaming services you have to, sub to. It's ridiculous. It's all cable TV again. Seriously. I don't even bother watching that much stuff anymore. I spend most of my time on YouTube when I want to be entertained. Or Twitch. Oh wow. That is a lot. That's a nice collection. Whoa. That bled way more than I intended it to. I did not mean it to get so close. Just want a little pending. Ah. Let's work on this one before it dries too much. Oops, that's a little bit too bright. Need some white. There we go. Oops. I haven't really been keeping up with my downloads recently because, I do subscribe to a few services. Well, the only one I subscribe to is Netflix. Matt subscribes to Hulu and Apple TV. With Prime and Netflix, yeah. Oh yeah, I think we have Prime as well. Or he does. I don't. You just click a movie and it'll automatically add it? Ooh, that's nice. Have you guys seen the Minecraft movie? I watched it in theaters and it was simultaneously the best and worst movie I'd ever seen in my life. It's in your library though. It's great. I mean, the worst part about the movie is Jack Black. I'm getting real sick of Jack Black, I gotta be honest. But the movie was pretty incredible and awful. I used to like Jack Black, but he's getting kind of annoying. I'm sick of seeing him everywhere. And the way he has to exaggerate every single word. I'm just like, okay. We don't need all that. But definitely recommend seeing it, especially since you guys know Minecraft. For people that don't really know Minecraft, it probably would not be as enjoyable. Gosh. Don't bleed too much. Watch at some point. You have too many movies you want to watch and no time to watch them. Most of them are not kid friendly. Yeah, sure. At least the Minecraft movie is kid friendly. True. They don't have to sit through the whole movie, especially when you're at home. That's why you watch stuff that's also enjoyable for you. Hey, Mom. How are you doing? You watch Doctor Who with him? Nice. Good choice. Oh my gosh, this one's bleeding everywhere. It's creating a fun texture though. Doctor Who. Aw. Adorable. That's good. You just started with Nshuti. I haven't seen his episodes yet. I need to finish them. I need to finish Jodie's first. I've been bad about keeping up with it. One of these days. Well, right now, I mostly haven't watched it because I would really like to show Matt the show. We just don't really ever have the time to watch it. Yeah, you were supposed to get me access to your thing. You like it, but he's not your favorite? Yeah. Ooh. I mean, I feel that about most of the doctors. David Tennant will always be my favorite. Okay, we're gonna let that sit. And then we'll do probably one more layer. Trying not to bleed. Tennant's your favorite too. Matt Smith was good. Yeah. Yeah, I liked Matt Smith. I mean, I've liked them all in their own ways. But David Tennant's definitely my favorite. Matt Smith is arguably one of the best, as he had to follow Tennant and did an amazing job. He did do a good job, and he made the Doctor his own role, which was good. And I did like him. I mean, my favorite storyline is the River storyline, and that's primarily Matt Smith, so I definitely watch him quite a bit, but David Tennant's still my favorite overall. But, I mean, I like Christopher Eccleston. I liked Peter Capaldi, although Peter Capaldi's writing was awful for the first couple of seasons. He got better towards the end. And I never finished Jodie's stuff, so... Love River. Yeah, she's my absolute favorite. I love her so much. My favorite character in the series for sure. The writing's gone down a lot. It has. And that's like they've been choosing wonderful actors, but the writing has been so bad that the show has kind of fallen off. Doesn't help that now Disney owns it. This last season was way better. My favorite episode of all time is the Christmas episode with Peter Capaldi and River, Alex Kingston. That was like my favorite episode. It's so cute. Disney's dropping Doctor Who. Good. I don't want Disney to have Doctor Who. Don't get me wrong, I love Disney stuff, but what they've done with Star Wars, they've made so many subpar shows, and I really didn't want the same for Doctor Who. Oops, that's a lot. I need more of this color. Heading home will be online but not talking. Alrighty. Drive safe. I think a little bit more of this. Keep having to remix these colors. I should have made big batches of these. How much are you gonna bleed on me? Hopefully not too much. I'm ready to start securing the lines here. Maybe I should start on this pink instead. Okay, good. Not bleeding too much. These are coming together so much. I love them. They're looking really good. I love the colors. Ooh, it's bleeding a lot. Let's try and get some more white. Don't mind a little bit of bleeding, but ooh. These are gonna look so good. These might be some of my favorite ones I've done so far, just because the color palette is so pretty. Although I really like how the gay pride ones turned out last week. I think maybe on Thursday I'll do ace ones or pan ones, I'm not sure. I don't have any ace ones. I think I have one pan one. I think I need to add a little white to that. Not too much. Oh yeah, that's good color. See how much these bleed. Whoa, way more than I thought. Okay, that part's still really wet. I'll let that side bleed, but I'm gonna wait for the middle. That looks really good. I think I might actually let that sit a little bit. Work a little bit more into this one. This part's still quite wet, but I could do some of the orange. Out a little bit more. More like that. There we go. Let that dry. I think this is dry enough now to get this layer in, or this stripe in. Now, yeah, there we go. This one's close to being complete. Maybe a little bit more here. It's not super dark on the flag, but little more white. Trees will cover up most of this part, but still want to make sure it looks good. Oh, okay, don't bleed too much. This one's very close to being done, I think. That one still needs a little bit more work. Maybe I'll let that dry a little bit and work on this. So, okay, yeah. Let's work on this. This stripey. A little bit of this one. Not too red. There we go. Looking good. This stripe on this side is not very defined. A little bit of this one. It's a little dry on the border there. Put a little layer. I'm hoping maybe next week I'll have like an illustration ready to start. I'm not sure. I have a couple that I'm working on right now, but I've really been enjoying doing these galaxies, these pride galaxies. Oops. Okay, gonna let that sit. That's looking really good. I think I need a little bit more of this lighter orange. Oof. Too bright. Yeah, that's better. Just add a little bit of that in here. And then this one's very close to being ready for stars. Oh yeah, that looks good. I really like how that looks. It just needs a tiny bit more definition over here. And then I think it's ready to dry fully. And maybe trying to define these or differentiate these a little bit more as well. There. I think this will be good to sit and dry fully, and then I can get the stars and stuff on. Maybe one last little bit of a layer on the white. The white always takes the most amount of layers. Not that I want it to be too white, because I want the stars to show over it. Just add it a little bit more like that. There we go. Okay, this one can sit and dry completely, and then that one will be ready for stars, I think. This one just needs a tiny bit more work. Actually getting quite hungry. I did not eat before I started this, which is always a mistake. Alright, let's work on this middle-y layer. I think that's the one I didn't do before. Oops, I keep hitting the mic. Sorry. I tried to readjust like how things were set up for the stream, but there's just nowhere else for the mic to go, unfortunately, in my current place. Hopefully whenever we move out of here, I'll have a little bit better of a setup. Not that we're planning to move out of here anytime soon, but whenever it happens. Okay, too much bleeding. Throwing that back. Add some more orange. And I think another layer of this lighter. And this one's getting close. Although I'm gonna have to do some touching up in there. I'll let that bleed a little too much. That's one kind of aggravating thing about watercolor, is that it has a mind of its own. You can try and control it, but it's a little difficult. And at some point you just kind of have to let it do its thing. It's like the aggravating part about watercolor, but also one of the parts I like the most. So it just kind of has a mind of its own. I think this one's about ready to sit and dry fully too. Yeah, that's pretty defined, I would say. You can kind of tell there's 3 stripes of each color. That's all that really matters. Alright, that still needs a little bit more drying time. So maybe I'll work in this just a little bit more. Actually, there's kind of a weird spot right here. There. How dry is this? It's a little wet in the middle. I can get my star mixture going now while that dries a little bit more. Just massaging this because it the Winsor and Newton paints have a problem with like dumping all the binder out when it's been sitting for a while. It's really odd. That's not so bad. Ooh, that was a little too much. I think that's pretty good consistency. Make sure it's dry. If it's not totally dry before you put the stars on, the stars tend to spread out a little bit. That should work out well. Alright. Let's get some stars on this one. Cover my keyboard. Last time I got paint all over it. Beautiful. Stars are always part of the most fun. A bit. Whoop! I'm so sorry. I smacked that mic. Okay, let's put on a couple big ones. Oops, that's a lot of paint. Okay. Let's create some variation. Oh yeah, these ones are probably some of my favorites. Let that sit a little longer. Ooh, this one's still quite wet. Let the stars dry a little bit. Let me put my paints back. I think I'm mostly done with them. Look how much of this white I've used. All I have left is like the very edges. Oh my gosh. I wonder if you can just buy a white. I could probably just start using gouache, to be honest. We don't necessarily need white watercolor specifically. This is definitely my favorite set I've ever had, though. Okay, let's do the trees. This one still needs a little bit more drying time. Actually, yeah, still a bit wet. Get a couple of trees on. Then we'll get the stars on that one. Let's see, maybe like here. It's hanging like that. happy little trees. Wow, that white's coming through quite a bit. Alright, I think I can probably put the stars on this and let that dry. And then I'm going to give the trees a second coat. The white's kind of showing through a little bit. A couple of big ones around. Perfect. Finish up these trees. A few more on this side, and maybe like one more on this side. Get a little guy. Get a little one here. Maybe a big one. Lots of trees. Beautiful. It turned out so well. This tree's a little strange. Yeah, that's better. There's this one done. That looks good. How's this one? Is this one ready for stars? Just trees. Okay, this one is gonna hang sort of strangely. Go with a shorter tree there this time. little baby tree. Yeah, they're looking really good. Really love the color scheme for these ones. This flag is really pretty. Couple more each side, I think. Maybe like the little one. Maybe one in here too. Don't spend a lot of time on the trees. It's just kind of scribble them in there. The impression of trees. Happy little trees. There we go. I think we're there. Maybe a little bit more of a layer on these lighter areas. Just a little bit more. Those look good. All right. I'm very happy with that. So here's what we came up with today. 2 little lesbian pride galaxies. I'm very happy with how those turned out. The colors are really nice. But I think on that note, I might call it here. Thanks everybody for stopping in and hanging out for a little bit. It was a great time. Nice chatting with you all. I will most likely be back on Thursday around the same time. That's my goal. Unless I'm not feeling very good, but we'll see. But until then, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and a good Wednesday, and I will see you later. Bye.